to show you an example of something. You asked me about what about women who had many men, and then you specifically brought up Cleopatra, and I spoke to you about how she lost her kingdom because of that. You can't find no other woman after her who have had many men and who was great.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I have. So that's why I'm having this debate with you. That's why I'm having it. That's why I'm having this. You can't no other. That's why even the Queen of England, she died and ruled for many years, had one husband.
That we know of.
But listen,
we know of.
That's what I'm gonna tell you something about a woman. You won't know nothing else about a woman but what you know of. But everything about a bitch in a hoe, you're gonna know everything about her. Not about a woman. A woman is always gonna be secretive and gonna be reign anonymous. The women today aren't secretive and they're unanonymous. You're gonna know about every man she slept with. But the Queen of England, from Michelle Obama to Coretta Scott King, you won't hear nothing about who they slept with. But great men, you will always hear about great men having many and multiple women, from kings and presidents.
That's the expectation.
But you won't.
Just have...
Well, that's not the expectation. That's the nature, and that's the God design of a man. God created a man to be fruitful and to multiply. That's why a woman gets pregnant and remains pregnant for 9 months. And while she's pregnant, a man can continue to impregnate other women. She can only get pregnant one time. So it's not designed for her to be with multiple men.
Right. No, that's. I don't disagree with women, being with one man, but I do think that there's kind of like a double standard.
It is.
It's a double standard.
It's a double standard in nature. And we don't make the standards. We operate out of nature.
If a woman can't afford to take care of her kids, she get government assistance. But if a man can't afford to take care of his kids, he gets thrown in jail. That's a double standard. Men have to register for the draft to vote, while women don't have to register for the draft to vote. That's a double standard. If a woman wants to be a stay-at-home mother, people will say it's the hardest job in the world. But if a man wants to be a stay-at-home dad, he's considered a lazy man. The reason these double standards exist is because we inherently know that men carry the burden when it comes to protecting and providing for women.
We're humans. We don't get to make the standards of nature. Nature says man is more dominant than woman. Man is physically more stronger than woman. You can't deny
physically,
that.
not mentally.
And mentally.
No, they're not.
Depends on who you're asking.
Okay.
Well, you go to war then.
That's not. But that's physical.
That's mental.
Okay, yeah.
Because war is not mental. War, you stand in the woods. War is not physical because you don't really get to see your opponent. You guys are shooting from over here.
It's strategic.
Women
are going to war every day.
But women
they don't get drafted. They enlist for the army.
Women aren't leaders. Women aren't
sergeants.
Women aren't analytical, right?
That's not true.
That is true. That's why women are nurturers and men are hunters. That's why when God created man and woman, one have a emotional makeup and one have a analytical makeup.
Okay.
Because when you ask a man, hey, how do you feel about this? What is he going to do? If you ask a man, how did he feel? He's going to tell you what he thinks. You ask a woman what she thinks, she's going to tell you how she feels. Okay. Why? Because one is a nurturer and one is a natural born hunter.
W's in the shot.
Exactly. If you ask a feminist, they'll say it's because of toxic masculinity. But the reason men naturally have less emotionality is because we have to be capable of killing, not only for hunting, but also for war. Women keep complaining about emotional intelligence, and most people aren't even regular intelligent. And speaking of natural advantages, since women evolved to be gatherers, they can actually see more colors than men. Because when you're gathering berries, the difference between red and reddish orange could be life and death.
So one is a thinker, an analytic. He's strategic. A woman feels.
But don't you?
And you can't lead with feelings.
Listen, don't you think that you need both in every situation?
A man can't be a man in his feelings.
I'm not saying that. Oh, okay. I'm talking about like there's people that think that there's no place for women in certain industries.
It's not.
Like what?
It's not.
Like what?
It shouldn't be no woman president. It shouldn't be because women aren't designed to lead.
That's not true.
That is true.
Okay, but we can push men forward and motivate them to be better, but we can't.
But encouraging and motivating aren't leading. Okay. Come on, baby, you can do it. Come on, baby. Oh, that's motivation, and that's the fuel to say, oh, I can do it. Come on, baby, you can do it. So that's not leading.
Okay.
That's inspiring, motivating. That's what your mother does. Your father comes home and lead.
Most women don't even want to leave. My wife have a hard time picking what she want to eat for dinner. They just want their man to tell them that they believe that they're capable of it. To be honest, it was a breath of fresh air to see that conversation not turn into a screaming match. The full discussion is like an hour and a half. I'll leave a link in the description below.
What does 69 plus 69 equal?
100. I'm so bad at maths. I was actually trying to do that.
It's 138.
All right, it was a joke, Abby. You didn't have to actually do the calculation.
He was struggling. I was trying to help.
I can do basic math.
I'll have you know,
Smart.
I can add two double-digit numbers together.
2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
No, look, I really hate when certain women be like, oh, well, I'm kind of hard to handle. Like, you know, like, I need a man that can handle me. No, bitch, you're a burden.
If I look at a girl Instagram, I look at two things. Can I show my mom this girl's Instagram without scrolling, without having to hide stuff? Can I show her that Instagram? And then two, would I want my daughter to be like this girl? And if it's a no to either one of those, I'm cool.
Consciousness over coochie. Politics over punani.
In 2024, is morality over money and character over coochie.
I don't chase booty.
Oh, you're sexy as hell.
There you go. I know. Now you're good. I already knew it. You're good. I already knew it. Where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
Really? I'm from Cleveland.
No shit. Do you know where Youngstown is?
Yeah. I think I'm like. Let me see how far. I think I'm close as fuck. Let me see.
I'm near Youngstown.
Oh shit. Let me see what's going on here. Hold on, wait. Cleveland to Youngstown. Yeah, you're only like 30 minutes away from me. Or no, it's 45.
No fucking shit.
Oh my fucking god! Never smile again! Holy shit!
Fascinated by how different men and women are. Like when a girl's having a terrible day, there's a lot she has to do. She has to vent to someone for an hour, she has to cry about it, she has to exercise, she has to eat something that's comforting but won't bloat her. Men have to watch one motivational sports-related TikTok. And they're like, yeah, let's get the fuck back out there. My guy tries to always give me what he would need. Like, I'll be crying on the couch, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's cliche, but on my period, I think the dog is mad at me. And then he just starts hurling motivational Kobe Bryant quotes at me. I'm like, I'm sitting there with a heating pad, and he's like, the second you give in is the second someone else wins.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
What about the women who have been very promiscuous, you know, been a hoe? They've enjoyed themselves. Very much so. But now they're reaching to an age where they realize that they want to find a husband and kids. They're turning to God. Yeah. And, you know, they're keeping themselves at home. Are those women still a hoe?
No, they're just a holy Jezzy.
Back, then it's back to the right, to the left, mop it up, clean it up.
Charleston White was literally just talking about this because the craziest part is nobody will know if you just be quiet. If there's a woman that used to be promiscuous that wants to find a good man, the best thing she could do is show a man she appreciates him and don't talk about your past unless he asks. And if he asks about it, don't be proud about it, keep it brief and show a sense of regret. Some of these hoes out here is too loud about their past and too proud about their past.